Yeah, Denneman's a little crazy. Dave and Buster's. I have actually never been to Dave and Buster's.
Really? It's much better. I
Really?
think you'd like it more.
Yeah.
Like I've been there obviously for the arcade, which is great, but not for anything else. So
Have you?
yeah, I gamble.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Pop in
I
those
started at
little
Chuck E. Cheese when I was
tokens.
12.
Yeah.
Straight up full blown addiction.
Made you young. Get it
So do
going.
you when you met Kelly, did you know that she was a social media influencer, viral chica that flies around and gets paid to literally sleep at people's hotels?
No, I had no idea. I honestly don't even remember how we started traveling together, but like I go on trips with her
Oh,
sometimes.
so you go with her?
Yeah, like I've been with her to Vegas and then I went to California.
That's
And
sick.
yeah, and I help her like take videos for her content that she's doing for the
Yeah.
the companies that hired her. So
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's my wife found out about that, and I was like, you should do that.
Yeah.
Because she's got a good following on TikTok, but like I don't think she's at the point of where Kelly's at.
Yeah,
Because
doing
she's
good.
a full time, right?
Yeah, full time. It's awesome.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. Your wife just got a brand deal.
Boob
Pretty
tape.
sick.
I don't know if that was an offensive thing or actually kind of cool.
Oh, what's funny is she did it through my Amazon account. So when she posts the review, it's gonna say Josh Martinson
That's
boob tape
so-
review.
Yeah, I'm a leech, and I just leech off of all of his subscriptions.
No,
so.
not anymore. You have your own Amazon account.
No, I got a free trial, and
Free
I just canceled it. So
Oh
it
my
actually
God.
ends on the 19th.
Oh, incredible. So
No.
you're back on my account.
I
Awesome.
hate subscriptions.
That's
I'm
cool.
super anti.
Well, I'm just really glad that you preemptively added me to your Costco account.
No, that's the wife. No, but we need to collectively gather as a group, and we need to get Jimmy to pay for HBO Max again because
There we go.
I was on that for a couple of years, and then he just got rid of it. So okay, yeah, apparently he's got Peacock. So you own real estate, an Airbnb, and you manage Airbnb.
Yeah.
So do you hate your life or do you love it?
I mean, it has its days, but I'm like, I should just quit this, go back to a clock in job so I can actually clock out and be done and not have to worry about anything.
So what is the worst nightmare you've experienced so far having Airbnb? Like late night, 2 a.m. Hey, I just set the house on fire. That type of, what's the worst scenario you've ever been in with Airbnb or just real estate?
I mean, thankfully nothing too crazy, but it'd probably be like guests locking themselves out of the house at 1 a.m. and calling me maybe like half asleep, not knowing what's going on. Like, who is this? You're where? What?
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories, especially with like we had did you ever meet Izzy? Izzy? No. He was on the pod a few episodes ago, but he has Airbnb because that's how he moved to Arizona. He's from California, and then like he started an Airbnb, like bought his first house hacked, all that good stuff. And he was telling us like some of the like one nights that people were like throw parties and stuff like that. It was just like huge disasters. So
Oh yeah, actually, we like that's how we started talking. That's how I invited you on the pod. Is you were talking about one of his reels, and you're like, that's not necessarily true, like the one nighter thing.
Yeah.
So what's the lowdown on that? It's
Yeah.
just different like types of properties based on where it's at. Like, yeah, what's
yeah, why do you disagree with Izzy?
I have a couple properties that I do one nights at, and they're super successful, and they're booked almost every night, like full calendars with just one nights, which is kind of a pain because I'm always having to reset door codes and all of that. And it's kind of constant turnover, but it's really effective. But it's better with the smaller properties, right? It's not a party destination. It's like a 2-bed, 1-bath, right? It's kind of close to the freeway, so people that are just passing by needing a place to stop or they're just in town. It's also by the U of A, so it's really close for people just coming in for work for a night or a quick turnaround trip.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
Did you have them during the Super Bowl last year or 2 years ago? Where the Super Bowl was here in Arizona?
Oh, yeah. I'm in Tucson mostly, so that didn't really affect my business.
Oh, okay. Because, dude, there were people renting out for like $14,000 a night or something crazy, depending on how close they were to the stadium.
I know a lot of people actually just started Airbnb for the Super Bowl, or they like left their house for a week and got a hotel and like rented it on Airbnb. I was like, that's insane.
That's smart.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wait, so Tucson, and then you live here in the Valley?
I live live in Tucson.
Do you
You
really?
drove up here from Tucson?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Wait, so you drive up here to dance too?
Yeah.
Country dancing.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know you were part of that crew.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
The
That's some
Tucson Turn and
dedication.
Burns, yeah.
That is some dedication. So you do it like on a Friday night? Do you stay here or do you drive back the same night?
It just depends. Mostly it's driving back the same night.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's why I was like, I drive up for this.
I didn't know Dave and Buster's was that cool.
Yeah.
You get so is it just to like country dance or is it because like there's like a huge community that's built into it? Like what drives you to want to go literally a 2.5-hour drive on a Friday night?
Yeah, I think the dance community is better out here. It's bigger, and then I think like the dance kind of the idea of dance is different here versus in Tucson. It is still kind of smaller. It's growing though, but like there's 2 places to go dancing, and they're very much considered bars versus like a dancing space, right? So it's really like a really small Denim and Diamonds where you have people mostly going to drink. They'll kind of like dance around a bit on the dance floor, but the dance community is just really small. So I love the spaces here. I love the DJs. I love the community. So it's definitely worth the drive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even drive 30 minutes to Mesa from Queen Creek.
I've never been to the Tucson spots, but there's the Maverick is down
The
there.
Maverick is about it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We have one spot. And all of Tucson. Tucson's not that small.
Yeah. So how do you balance a very busy schedule as well as the nightlife and going out and having fun? Because I feel like a lot of people we have on the podcast, as well as people that are going to be listening to this, are like entrepreneurs, you know, right now, where they want to own their own business. They want to get out there and do their own thing. But like they're too caught up with the nightlife or the great life or the good life, whatever you want to call it. And they have a hard time like balancing the time schedule. Because it's like for real estate, like you got to be open on the weekends. You know, like you can't party hard on a Friday night and wake up and go show houses or do whatever, or deal with tenants on a Saturday. So like, how do you balance that work-life balance?
I just don't do it quite as often. I do like to go out. I went out last night
Yeah.
and partied, and then I got up this morning at like 6 and drove to Phoenix for this. So yeah, I just don't do that every weekend because I think my body would like slowly start to die.
Fair.
So I just don't do it as often. Honestly, I haven't really been going out dancing. I haven't driven up to Phoenix in forever for dancing.
Yeah.
So I just have been really busy. I'm in my busiest season right now. So that kind of fluctuates. So in the summer, I'll go dancing a lot more because I'm really slow and I don't have as much going on.
Gotcha.
But right now in the winter, I'm always completely slammed. So
Yeah.
I just
So
balance it.
Is Tucson like a pretty big hub for doing rentals or just Airbnbs? Because like I feel like a lot of people will do that in Phoenix because it just makes sense, like a melting pot out here. But like Tucson, is that the next biggest thing? Or
Yeah, there's actually something that came out. I forgot who voted it, but it was voted one of the best winter travel destinations.
really?
Yeah, it's
Dang.
Tucson, not even Phoenix, because it's so small and cultural, and you get kind of like that Southwest small town vibe that you feel like you're some like hidden gem versus Phoenix, a really big city, so you have to kind of like they're hidden gems, but they're more spread out all over the place. Versus Tucson has the 2 national parks. You have Mount Lemon. You have a lot of state parks. All of that really close within the authentic Mexican culture, and then the murals all over downtown. So
what, when it comes to like Airbnb, from your expertise, what is the difference between shelter and an experience?
yeah, so no, that's definitely 2 different aspects. When people are coming to me like, I want to start an Airbnb or I want to buy a house to be an Airbnb, you have to look at each property differently. Is this a property that you're renting based on functionality or experience, right? So like your 4-bedroom, like larger properties, professionally interior designed with pools, beautiful views. That one's more of an experience. That one, location doesn't really matter. People are going to that property to be at that property and experience it. Versus like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house that's just kind of simple, right? It works, it serves its purpose. With that one, location is going to be more important because it needs to be somewhere functional. No one's going to go out of their way to just get a plain house that doesn't really
Mhm.
stand out or do anything. But if it's a plain house in a spot where they need to be for work, an event, family, things like that,
Mm.
then it's going to be more useful to them. So they're more likely to book the plain house
Mm.
versus the experience house can be whenever.
That makes sense. Yeah. So is your goal more experience or is it more functional?
I will take on clients of either.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because they both book differently. You price them differently. Their strategies are different.
Oh.
So they're both successful in their own ways.
That's so interesting because I feel like most people who, I mean, I'm sure you've never had a scenario where someone hears you do Airbnb and they're like, oh, Callie, I've thought about doing Airbnb too.
Yeah.
I had that idea late on a Friday night. So like, when people do that, I feel like they get excited for the experience side. They're like, man, I went to an Airbnb once and it was so cool. Like they actually had forks.
Yeah.
Like I was excited. It was the greatest experience compared to all my other experiences. So I want to do that for other people. Like that's where the passion comes. But like at the end of the day, like it is a shelter. There is a purpose there too. So
Yeah.
I get that. That's really interesting. Do so when you first like had the idea to dive into Airbnbs, and because you also have a property management company where you help manage Airbnbs, the whole everything.
Yeah, that is what I do mostly. I only own one property, and
Got it.
all the others I manage for other owners.
I see. I see. Very cool. And when you started that, was it you had yours, you got good at managing yours, you knew other people that just needed help and they just weren't good at the operations? How'd that like spark up?
Yeah, so I actually started hosting on Airbnb 6 years ago out of the bedrooms in my own house.
Okay.
I decided that I hate people. So I didn't want a long-term roommate. So
Yeah.
I put my 2 spare bedrooms on Airbnb instead of getting roommates. I figured they're there for half the time and I make the same amount of money. And if they suck, well, they're gone in 2 days.
Wait. You can do like roommates through Airbnb?
Yeah, essentially, but they stay for the length of an Airbnb. So 2 nights to 4 nights to like a couple weeks. They're not there kind of forever. Like
People do that?
Yeah.
People do that. I've heard it's like think about it, you're going to New York City, like there's going to be somebody up, left, right, like there's people all around. Anyways, might as well like be with someone who can tell you the lay of the land and where to get the best, street hot dogs.
I've never heard of that. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
it's
People
basically
do
like getting
that.
a hotel.
Essentially, yeah, but there's someone living in it with you.
Yeah, more like a hostel kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
it's like a
not-
hostel.
Not quite
Hostel.
like that. Yeah.
So you give them souvenirs like blankets and stuff.
You just got bunk beds in your living room.
Not quite that nice.
Dang. Okay. So that's how you started.
Yeah.
And then you said, wow, I hate this. I want to manage other people's properties or what?
No, I actually loved it. And it gave me a really deeper experience of hosting. So I got to see more of the guests, how they interact with the space, their needs, kind of what their experience is like. More kind of close view, right? Because I'm
You
in their
keep
space
tabs.
with them. Yeah. I'm like, well, what
Yeah.
are they kind of doing? How are they using the space? What are they needing? What have they asked me for? What have they told me that they're about?
Banana them.
Yeah, what they're coming for.
Poking
Yeah.
holes in the wall
Yeah.
here.
No, and it's been really fun. Like I made really great friends. Actually, like I would go out with some of them or they would come out horseback riding with me. We would go hiking. Like we would do a lot of fun things. So I met a lot of cool people.
Nice.
Really cool. Wow.
That's cool. And then
Isn't that a little bit like scary though when you first started that? It's like random people,
My
you know?
first Airbnb guest,
Oh,
I was
tell me.
actually terrified. It was an older
Yeah.
gentleman.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like socially awkward. Like he just didn't really communicate well. And he
Yeah.
was just a bit odd. I was so scared. I locked my bedroom door. I took a knife from the kitchen in there with me and slept with it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. What is this? But I mean, he was fine. He was harmless. He was just
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is so creepy. And then it got to the point where I just stopped caring. I was like, it's fine. I'm not worried.
wait, so do you specifically try to have like women come in and do it or do you just, you
No.
don't care?
I don't care. Yeah, I just
Dang.
leave it open.
Do you do like a
Anyone, yeah.
background check at least?
I mean, Airbnb technically does a slight background check.
They check their profile.
Yeah.
Do they have reviews of
They
their
have
stays?
reviews. Yeah, I only
Okay,
take people with reviews.
yeah, that makes
so.
That makes
So
sense.
they're verified in that way.
Yeah.
That's good.
They've had good stays.
Yeah.
No holes in the sheetrock.
Right. Oh my gosh, I did have one person staying. They actually drove through my wall. But
What?
yeah.
Like with a
Dang.
vehicle?
I was laying in bed and I hear a huge boom and I'm like, what was that? I like look over, there's like a car coming through my bedroom wall. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
Were they
you
drunk?
buried?
They said that the heat got to them and he was having like a heat stroke and was trying to like run in the house because he needed help, but he
Or
didn't
drive
put
into
the,
the house.
he didn't put the car in park, I guess. So it was very, very slow. Like it was just like, as much
Oh.
speed if you just leave it and drive it like
Right.
brawls.
Enough
Like
to
yeah.
take down a house? No
yeah.
problem.
Just
Casual.
the drywall, right? So
Just smash through a load-bearing wall casually.
yeah.
That's crazy. What kind of car was that?
It was just a small little car. I think because it wasn't built very well. It used to be like a sliding glass door, so I think they just put in drywall and a few boards. So it's not like it was brick or anything. It was
Dang.
kind of flimsy.
So how does that go down then? Are you like, hey, Airbnb?
Yeah, we thought about doing it through Airbnb, but it was such a huge claim for me to kind of put on them. So we went through their auto insurance.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Wow.
That's
Auto and house
crazy.
accident?
Yeah. So
Dang.
like their insurance covered it.
No idea. We
That's
should be
nice.
crashing into more houses.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
I don't see why we would do that.
Yeah, it only helps the person's house that you crashed into.
There we go. I'll
Yeah.
crash into your house.
Yeah.
I rent.
rent.
I don't need any of that
Are you right?
problems in my life. Oh, jeez. So with the company that you run and manage right now, like what steps did you have to take to do that? Because I think a lot of people want to Airbnb, but they also would love to do what you do and just manage other people's Airbnbs because they don't want the hassle of that. So what did you need to accomplish to make that happen? Was it just networking, connecting to the right folks? Like, how do you market that? Like, how do you even market that? Like, is that
Yeah.
you can't just advertise on Craigslist saying, I will manage your Airbnb. Like, what does that even look like?
I mean, close. I went to Facebook. There's groups for everything. Facebook is such a great place to network and make connections. So there's
Yeah,
Airbnb
100%.
host groups on Facebook.
Mm.
So, which you technically aren't allowed to self-promote in, but then you just look for people needing help. They'll post, oh, I need help managing, or, oh, do you know anyone that can help with this? And then you just comment on everything and message so other people looking at the thread can see it. And that's how I got started. But I didn't want to get started until I got my own website because I needed to have credibility to back what I was doing. Because I didn't have any clients. I had my bedrooms and then I managed a house for my parents. And I was like, okay, I got this. I can do other people now. But it wasn't enough credibility for me to go in like, yes, I'm a professional Airbnb manager with plenty of clients and experience. Like I was like, I don't. So I made sure I had my website built and developed that way. Like, hey, there's the link to my website. You could take a look at my services and reviews and photos of properties.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
And you can gather leads and you can have them all in your system. You can own your audience. Whereas Facebook groups are an incredible way to make connections, build your fingers. It's not the best place to live or have your community live. I did the same thing. I actually learned marketing through starting in Facebook groups. It's a really great way to be like, hey, I want to do this thing. Honestly, that's kind of like the first step is like go find a Facebook group or similar online forum of people doing the thing you want to be doing and then learn the value that people are adding there. Because you're right, they can't really self-promote, but the way to self-promote is like be an incredible person that helps a bunch of people and like gives a bunch of advice. You do two things, you get your name out there. You actually usually will become a top promoter in the group. It's not that hard to do that.
Right. It is pretty easy.
And then you get this little badge and then people are like, oh shoot, the badge lady like reached out to me.
Yeah. Oh, they
We should
must know what
hire
they're
her.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I actually source a lot of my construction leads when I owned a construction company. Just go on Facebook groups, especially like neighborhood groups. It's huge. People posting pictures. Hey, I need this gazebo built, or I need this fixed, or whatever. And then you just comment in there, and 40 other people are doing that. But eventually, you'll just outrun everybody, and then you can just start to source some clients that way. So, but I really like what you said about the website because it's what we do. We build websites, and it's amazing the credibility shift that happens when you build a website because, like, your website is your digital online storefront. Like people can physically walk into that online and are able to see your business in the flesh.
Yeah.
You know, so it's extremely important. And then a lot of people I think have a lot of hesitation to it because they think like, oh, I don't know how it works, or I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to build one, you know? So what did you take steps wise in order to get that website built?
So my business, there's not a lot of upfront costs. So I don't have to really purchase any supplies, any materials. I'm not building anything. So my startup cost of my business, I put everything into my website. I spent an embarrassing amount of money on my website,
How
but
much was
How
it?
much?
I spent
Tell-
5,000 on my website.
Hey,
that's
let's
not bad.
go. What
That's
year
not
was
bad.
that? What year was that?
What year is it now? 26, 2023 or 24?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's probably extremely optimized.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, she has so many different features for me to use, and it's really user friendly. And she made me a bunch of YouTube videos too of like step by step how to go in and edit it.
Oh, very
Mm.
cool.
So then I can go in, like they're just shared with me, right? So I can just pull
Yeah.
up the YouTube video and like it walks me through. So when I need to add more listings or I want to edit something on there or change
Mhm.
something as my services change,
Mm-hmm.
it's still, and then it's all SEO optimized. So
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, it was
nice.
really worth the investment.
That's
That's
so
cool.
cool.
Like-
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, it's great. I get a lot of leads through there still, email submissions, because I pop up on Google now more
Hey,
frequently.
let's
So as
go.
people are looking for that on Google, my website's coming up. So.
Let's go.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
SEO is so important. Have you done anything with answer engine optimization, like with some of the AI stuff that's coming out now?
No,
You looked into that?
I need to get on the bandwagon though.
Yeah, it's crazy because like there was a time where because SEO is super important, right? It's search engine optimization, but as AI is becoming the new search engine, like there was a time where all the AI engines would just basically Google the stuff.
Yeah.
Like to some like not for answers necessarily, but when they're looking for local businesses, they just Google and then they'd find what was on Google. So SEO still applied. Now they're getting a little bit better about it, and they're like indexing pages like to find the actual best answer based on maybe keywords or something like that. So they're not necessarily just using Google's engine. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's a very rapidly like evolving world, but it just goes to show you, you know, for all the business owners out there who are like, man, is it worth it to spend like a couple grand on a website to have this like this because it has SEO? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, because one of those leads could bring thousands of dollars and more than replaces the website.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been so grateful for my website. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome too to be able to email clients with my domain and not
Mm.
at gmail.com. I think
Yeah.
that adds a level of professionability, right?
1000%. I love that. It's so true. Also, I feel like in the Airbnb world, like a lot of the people that own Airbnbs, like they're just people. Yeah,
They're just
have a
people.
house,
Yeah.
and maybe an extra house kind of thing, right? And so it's like they'll kind of start their email on Gmail, or they'll like maybe even be using their personal phone or something like that, as opposed to like actually having a business that's organized, that's separating business from personal and has that level of like professionalism. We actually help people do that exact thing, like connect their domains to their emails, because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't have it. Like I've literally talked with clients that do $50,000 in revenue a month
Wow.
that still use Gmail.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like, hey man, it's time.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah.
On the flip side, too, there's the other people that do $0 in revenue, and they do have a branded domain, which is incredible. But man, if that's the only thing you're doing and you're not out there selling,
Yeah.
brother, you need some help.
Yeah.
These are what we call the logo tweakers.
Right.
They like to just tweak that logo all day long instead of
nitpick, yeah.
sell.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're not that person.
No.
I mean, you did it right though. Like you got the Airbnb first, and then you went Facebook, which is literally free. You know, everyone listening, it's free to go on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then you sourced your own leads. You went out farming. You sowed your seeds, and then now you're reaping the benefits of that. So that's huge. So when it comes to Airbnb management, like what is the end game with that? Because like I think a lot of people that are watching probably will want to do that at some point if they're interested in that route. But like, is it monetizable? Like, is it scalable? Like, what are the pitfalls that you could avoid by doing that?
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are interested in it. They always message me because they're looking for something remote, which my business is mostly remote, but there are hands-on components.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I kind of show my lifestyle is that I am pretty much very flexible with my schedule, getting to do the things that I want to do still. So I always get a lot of messages. So I think my end goal with it is being able to scale it. So right now I'm still involved with the hands-on and a lot of the communication. As I get more properties, I've been bringing on more people to help me with the hands-on stuff. So scaling and adding in more, I wouldn't call them employees because I don't W-2 them. They're independent contractors. So
Yeah,
I don't,
1099,
1099,
VAs, all that stuff. Yeah.
super nice. So I don't have to worry about like all of that.
Love it.
So bringing on more people for that, and then eventually I'd like to bring on another assistant that's like a me, so that I'm fully hands off. It's fully passive. My assistant's running everything. My hands on in person people are taking care of the properties, and I'm just enjoying passive income and kind of just helping manage the assistant.
Yeah,
So.
nice. Yeah, it's cool that it is scalable in that way too, because the Airbnb, like if you're the one owning the homes, like unless you give it to you,
Yeah.
like you're so hands on. Like I remember one time when I had my construction business in Washington, I had a guy that hired me to replace a CO2 detector, cost him $200. And because he lived in a different city, and then his Airbnb or his rental was in another city, and he had to literally pay me $200 just to replace a filter because
my
they
goodness.
were, the tenants were too uncomfortable doing it.
Yeah, some people, it's so funny. Some people I have as guests, they're like, oh, I changed this and this and this. Oh, don't even worry about it. It was so easy. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then I have other.
That's probably my wife.
Yeah.
She does that all the time.
I was like, well, thanks for helping out. I'm glad that wasn't too much of a bother. Like something breaks and I have an Amazon ordered to their house. And they're like, oh yeah, we just put it in for you. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Like instead of me having to send someone to put it in. And then sometimes there's like a really easy fix and I send the part and they're like, well, can you have someone come do it? I'm like, yeah, I can. It's okay. Like you literally just unscrew this and then screw this other one back in. But yeah, I'll send someone over.
Yeah, that light bulb is the same at your house.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Nothing
like,
crazy.
do not do things at your house.
Yeah, people don't do nothing.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm paying for this Airbnb. I'm going to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
Like, and you have the inconvenience of a light out. Like, why don't you just replace it? I don't know. People are weird.
I know. There's so many things I've seen too, like kind of reels that have gone viral about people being like, oh, like the guest expectations when you stay in an Airbnb and it's them like doing a bunch of chores at the house. People get really upset when you ask them to take the trash out. I'm like, well, would you rather me drive over there, come up into the driveway and roll the trash can? Like, I don't know, would that invade your space if I'm coming up in the yard to roll the trash can to the street? Like, you can't just...
I'll just go into the kitchen. I'll take your trash out from the kitchen. Also, I'll clean up your kitchen table in the morning while you're all having breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That would be a maid. That's what that would be.
So if you're to look in this camera and say, these are the clients I do not want on the rental side, managing their Airbnbs, what would that client look like?
I'm talking to you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Very hands-on clients that can't let go of their properties or their space.
What do you mean by that?
Should I keep talking to the camera?
Yeah, you talk to us. It's fine.
It's just ambiance. Aura farming.
So some clients are very hands-on. They want to know what the guests are doing when they arrive. They want them to like everything to be looked over after every single stay before every single guest comes. They're in the messages kind of like I message a guest and respond to something and they have to jump in there and respond to every little detail. Like if something changes at the house, they don't like it, they get upset, or something gets scratched and it's a very bad day for them, right? You have to be able to let go a little bit and step back from your property. When I start with new clients, I tell them, if there's anything in this house that you are attached to, don't leave it in here. Get rid of it. Like take it, move it with you. Like keep it out of the house because you just have to accept that things are going to get damaged, potentially broken, dropped, scratched. I don't see a lot of theft. People don't really take things, but you just always want to be prepared for something like that in case. So leaving like some antiques that were your grandfather's and very meaningful to you that think really look cool on the shelf there. Maybe don't leave them in the Airbnb.
Yeah, go to TJ Maxx, just buy something cheap and replace it.
That is so interesting because I feel like, it's true. Because these are business owners. If you have a property, like each property is its own business. Many of them structure it in that way of separate LLCs for separate properties. So, and I see this all the time. I've helped hundreds of clients just this last year, I guess you could say, but a handful this year, where the hardest problem they have is peeling those white knuckles off of that steering wheel. Like that is what it is. They just have a really hard time doing that. And I think it's a mindset shift is, hey, you're a business owner now. You need to think like a business owner. You don't need to think like a consumer anymore. This is a completely different different situation. And what it is it's really trust. It really comes down to trust. And what I've found is it's typically the problem is like they don't have they should trust you until you give them a reason not, rather than not trusting you up front.
Right.
That is what it is. Because if they just trust you, you will manage their property. Their life will be so much simpler. And like when a fire comes up, you're going to handle it and they're going to hear how it's been handled. But if they're in the weeds looking at the messages, like it's like the person who invests, their life savings into stocks and they check every like 2 seconds on how the
Yes.
stocks are doing. It's like, that's not how stocks work, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
How do you
put
know
it
how
in
stocks
there.
work?
Yeah, you're right.
He doesn't invest at all.
I believe in private companies is what I do.
Yeah.
But point is like the white knuckling thing is a really big deal for business owners. And I should add too, you practice what you preach. You're about to hire someone who's going to step in and honestly take over the most important vital parts of your business. You're going to train them adequately to do so. And when they're ready, they'll take that over. But it's going to be the same thing. You're gonna have to peel those white knuckles off the steering wheel a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit hard to do that. But you have to do that because I talk to business owners, there's 2 paths you can take, right? You're replacing the provider, whereas you're stepping in place as the provider right now. You hire an assistant to be that provider. And what that allows you to do is take your hands off of it to work on more of the marketing aspect to grow your business, your clientele base, sell more, manage less, sell more. And for like marketing and management company, like you have to be able to do that. For these Airbnb owners, they need you to manage it so that they can focus more on getting more properties. I would assume is what they want to do or living
Right.
their life.
Yeah. So you'd be surprised. A lot of my clients aren't really business focused and they're not like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have this house be a business for me and get more. They're not really investors in that sense. It's mostly people that are like, yeah, like I just love Tucson, so I want to have a house here so I can come stay sometimes, or I have family here, or oh, I'm moving out of state now and I still have this house but I'm going to live somewhere else now, so I just want to see if I can get some money for it or cover my mortgage. They're not really like that investor mindset, not really like the real estate. Most of them only have one property.
I could have guessed that.
Yeah, that checks out. And that also explains how the grandfather's antiques may happen to end up in the living room broken.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So if out of all your clients, how many of them are boomers?
Not that many. Most of my clients range from probably like 40 to 60.
Okay.
And all of
Pretty good spread.
them live out of state.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Snowbirds.
Yes. Yeah.
That explains why you're not so busy in the summertime.
Right. Well, I mean, even business just slows down here, right? So people aren't coming to Arizona unless they absolutely have to. It turns into an oven. No one wants to travel here. It's not a tourist destination in the summer.
Yeah.
So when the bookings go down, it just all slows down. Like the income slows down, the revenue slows down.
Yeah, and you have to be really diligent to like save for those famine months.
Yes, yeah. You
Yeah.
kind of have to store up. And that's what I tell all my clients too. And like, I've been considering doing short term. I don't know if I want to do short term or long term. So I have to make it very clear. Like, this is the expectation. You're going to make all of your money for a year in 4 months. And then you have to make sure you spread it out the other 6 because you'll get a little bit here and there, but it's going to be pretty dead. So you just have to be prepared for that.
That is so cool you do that. That's such a, like, if anyone's listening this and looking for someone to help them with Airbnbs, that right there is probably the biggest piece of like nugget you could give anyone, because you don't have to say that. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to be like, hey, let me help you with personal finances. Like, you're basically saying, I have seen this before. This could be you. I would recommend not doing it because I want to work with you long term. Like, that's super cool. And honestly, in any kind of service business, that's what people are looking for. They're like, you've been down this road. Tell me what I need to know.
Yeah.
Because none of them would know that in the first couple of years. And then they'd blow it all that summer and
Yeah.
be really depressed.
Oh, it's going to be this much every month.
Right. Yeah. Especially if they start in the busy season. But I found that's the best way to convert leads to clients is you have to give a value add.
Yeah.
So I've actually been spending more time with my client consultations, talking with them through what their property could look like, what it's going to do potentially, I give them advice and tips that I usually like before I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, well, I'm not going to tell them that unless they hire me as their manager. I'm not going to give away my secrets. But now I just kind of tell people everything like, hey, this is what's recommended. You should kind of have these amenities. This is kind of what you should be looking at for this location, right? For price wise. And then I've talked people out of short-term rentals because they
upsell.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it doesn't benefit me. I refuse to do long-term. I actually have like no interest in long-term rentals.
Really?
So people,
She doesn't want to deal with you.
Right.
it's a whole different world. I mean, they seem really similar, but I've had clients that are like, I want to start doing long-term. I'm like, well, I can refer you to someone.
Yeah, I can imagine it'd be a pain, especially like 24-month contracts with people that don't pay rent on time.
Yeah, it's just a whole different world. But people will call me like, I don't know if I should do short-term or long-term, and I'll listen to their property and kind of look at where it's at. And I'll be like, actually, I think your property is better suited to long-term. If you want, I can help you find a manager. I don't think it's the best to be an Airbnb. But I give them that value add. So, if they ever come across something in the future, right? They're like, oh, well, you know what? That girl, she was super helpful. I felt like she was being honest with me. She wasn't just trying to take my money and do something with it that wasn't going to be the best for both of us, right? So giving them like that value add and helping them through that.
Yeah, no, I love that so much because that is literally how you're supposed to do business today.
Yeah.
Because it is
really
not
is.
2004 anymore where the internet's just coming out.
Yeah.
Like we live in the information age. So society is naturally going to be low trust at this point. Like you have to give away your product and your secrets for free. Otherwise, people are just going to look it up online and figure out the answers to it anyways. Like it literally doesn't matter. There's no more holding your cards close to your chest.
Yeah.
Because the information world is existing today and people will find it out eventually. If it's not from you, it's somebody else on some sort of other platform. But giving it away for free builds that trust up front. And like, especially with all the other professionalism that you talked about earlier, like having this level of expertise in the space where it's like, I'm coming to the table knowing what I know. And also I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom. Here you go. Because then what it does is plants the idea in their brain of like, oh, like she already told me what I should do. I don't even want to do it in the first place. That's why I'm talking to her right now. But this makes a lot of sense. I could do this, but I could just hire them to do it instead.
Yeah, that's actually, so that's my most recent client that I just got. I actually took the time. I drove to their house, right? And they live a little bit out of Tucson, so it was maybe like a 30, 40-minute drive. I drove there. I looked through their whole space. I made recommendations. I told them like what they need to stock, what they should add, kind of things that they could do to elevate the space without even being for sure that they were going to take me as a client. So giving all of that free information, all of that time. They said they were like, well, we're still talking to 3 or 4 other property managers. We'll let you know. But then by the end of that day, when I was still at the house with them, they're like, okay, yeah, like, we want to move forwards. And then I was like, okay, also your listing needs to be built out on Airbnb. You don't have all the descriptions. They have like 1-sentence description. I was like, so this needs to all be built out. And they're like, oh, well, what does that look like? What does that mean? And so I kind of walked them through all of it. I showed them on my phone. I pulled up all the settings. And they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, she's like, I could do all of that. Like, that makes sense. Like, I could do that. She's like, but I want you to do it. So then they paid me to do that and hired me as a client.
Nice.
And they live on the property.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, like they literally could do it.
Yeah.
They have a separate, so it's a guest house and a main house. They live in the main house. They're Airbnb the guest house. So they could do it very easily, but they still hired me because they wanted me to do it.
Yeah, it's the convenience world these days. You know, it's the same thing as why people pay $4 for a water bottle at the gas station. Well, because it's there.
It's there, yeah.
You know, and people are gonna do that. You know, they love the convenience. It's like one of the biggest booming businesses right now. Josh, I'm gonna cut you off for the rest of the night.
You can cut me off for the rest of the night, but I think you're wrong.
The biggest booming business right now is that I've seen that's super easy to start up, costs $0, and you can just immediately start making clients, is dog poo cleanup business. Those crush so hard.
Here's the thing, because that is a convenience business for sure, because dog poo's binary. It's either there or it's not. There's no in between. It's not like kind of there. That means it's still there. But with this, let's say they had written their own listing. How much better is yours going to be with all of your experience in Airbnbs than theirs? Like, yes, they could have done it themselves. It would not have been near as good as what you've done. And the ROI on that, it could justify any of your costs and will over time. Otherwise, they wouldn't be with you long term, like all of your
Right.
clients have. So clearly, there's a reason for doing it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I know you're really excited to talk about dog poo, but
So I had this
better
really
shut
great
that one
business
down.
idea.
No,
but it's
go get a logo.
yeah, I'm just gonna spend a lot of time doing that. Yeah, it's crazy. People will literally pay you to do the thing that they can do, and like Josh said, you'll probably do it better. You will do it better, and they will gladly pay that because of the expertise that's there, and then the peace of mind knowing it's going to be taken care of.
Right.
And because I think another thing too is a lot of people are afraid of change, and they're afraid of trying and failing. Because they could have tried exactly what you said, but what happens if they didn't optimize it the exact way you described it, and then it didn't get as good of listings, and it just went bad, blah blah. It's like all of those go in their head, thinking of like, oh wow, like these paths could go down the wrong road. Like I'd rather just have it for her that's tried and true, and that she knows how to do it. And it's you just gotta go out and ask people for business, You gotta
Yeah.
just go ask people for money. It's people's biggest fear is asking somebody, will you buy? Once they get over that hurdle, it's a totally different world on the other side, but it's crazy. And then you mentioned that there were other competitors that they were talking to. Do you know, and then the reason I'll bring this up because there's a study that I want to talk about, but do you know if you were the very first vendor that they had talked to, or like the property management company, or do you know if they had already talked to them before speaking with you?
I'm not sure, but they had made it sound like they had called other people. But honestly, as a buyer, I would also say that.
Yeah.
I would want to try and get the best price or see what they would offer me to be competitive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, well, you're the only person I've called. That gives the seller more leverage.
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring that up is because, Forrester, they're like an analyst company. If you don't know them, it's totally fine. But they did a study back in 2023 or 2024, right after like COVID, about specifically how people buy and how people buy like large things too. Because like it's a pretty large expense to hire a property management company and take a percentage of your, nights every single night. And the study showed that you have a 70% higher chance of closing a deal if you're the very first vendor. So the very first person they speak to is way higher, no matter how many other competitors they talk to, because you're that first vendor. And that's why the trust is so important, because if you laid it all on the line, you're the very first person they talk to, and you were truthful, and you were honest, and you're an expert in the space, like you have a way higher chance of closing that deal, which is why speed to lead is so important. Because it doesn't matter if they inbound, doesn't matter if you find them on Facebook, whatever. Like if you're the first person that gets to them, you have a way higher chance of closing that deal. And that's why you need to set a good first impression.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why in those Facebook groups, you're dropping comments, but the comments are mostly just so other people can see.
Mhm.
That's where you advertise is in the comments, but you're messaging that person, like direct messaging them instantly. You're not waiting to be like, oh, well, message me, DM me. You're like leaving a comment with your information for other people, and you're going after that lead in the messages.
Yeah. That speed to lead is crazy. It's like you have 90 seconds in a speed to lead contest, like to get in front of them. Otherwise, if it's anything past 90 seconds, I think HubSpot did this today. I talked about this not long ago. There's a 400% drop off on conversion simply because you waited past 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So Facebook posts, they're like, hey, I want this done or whatever. And it's like, if you're not in there in 90 seconds, you lost the deal. It's gone.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like okay, so this leads me to my next question, which is I mean, there's no real answer. We don't know the answer. It's in the future. But AI. Let's talk about AI in Airbnbs. What are the tools that you're using now? And what are because like here's how I see it. At the end of the day, you are probably some of what you do is going to be replaced by AI. Definitely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Hopefully. We all want a lot of what we're doing to be replaced by AI, but some of it won't. What are the things that are going to be replaced and people should not invest their time doing it? Like, for example, let's say someone's in college and they're learning about, I don't know, they probably don't teach you too much of this stuff in college.
Architecture. It's going to school for architecture.
Just kidding. Architecture is great. It's very much needed for Airbnbs. Hopefully
They're
all of
wasting their
them.
time in college going to architecture school.
Yeah, not needed for the Airbnb business. Anyways, point is, tell me what do you see AI is going to just replace, and it's a no-brainer, and if you're not, at the forefront of it, you're just wasting your time. And then what do you think is going to be a mainstay of like humans will be doing more of this in the future for property management?
It's a great question. So I'm sure they're already working on. I'm sure Airbnb as a company is probably already working on AI guest response messages because even their IT support team is pretty much leaning towards more AI. It's hard to actually get a person to where like you have to actually like pull up their support number and call them. If you just try to message, you just get their AI thread, which sounds very similar to ChatGPT, but not quite as built out. So I think that they might be leaning towards in the future more automated AI guest responses.
Yeah.
And then listing descriptions. I mean, I use ChatGPT to build out my listings actually. Like I
Naturally.
Of course.
I felt a little bad. I mean, I charged them like $100. It took me 30 minutes and I used ChatGPT to build out their whole listing.
No, it's not though,
But-
because like at the end of the day, like your eyes are on that and you know what needs to be there and not. Because AI is going to do what you tell it to do.
Right.
You're the one that told it to do what you needed it to do.
Yeah. I've
yeah.
gotten so quick at building out these listings. I know exactly how to prompt ChatGPT too, that it's really quick. And then I can go in and tweak it and like, no, rewrite it like this and back and forth with it because I know what it needs to look like and sound like.
Yeah, like it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, great for parties, up to 17 people. Primarily like frat boys would be ideal.
Yeah.
If that's you, hit us up.
Right, exactly.
It can work.
Perfect.
Yeah, but that expertise is everything because it's not ChatGPT doing it like he was describing. It reminds me of that story about that one guy. So there was a manufacturing facility. They had a problem with the machine. They called in the expert, the engineer. He comes in, dinks around for a few seconds, and then takes his little hammer and then smacks it in one spot. And then it magically starts working. And then he hands them over the bill. And then they're like, wow, that was quick. And they look at it and it says like $5,000.
Yeah.
They're like, why is this $5,000? Just give you 2 minutes to fix it. He goes, oh, well, it's 40 minutes from my time or whatever. And then the other 4,000, however much, is for the expertise of the 30 years of knowledge of knowing where to hit the hammer.
Yeah.
So
true.
it's all about that. It's like just because you did it in 30 minutes doesn't mean it actually would take you 30 minutes, because you've been doing this for years and years and you know the game, So, and that expertise is what they're paying for.
That's true.
Yeah. It's not just ChatGPT because it's not going to.
Yeah.
No
true.
matter how much AI, it doesn't matter how good it is, it's not going to do all that type of stuff. So, and that's why I think the selling creative process of life will never be replaced by AI. And I battle with him on this all the time. It's my biggest like mountain I will die on is because you take a salesperson, there will never be an artificial intelligence smart enough to be able to have the creative process to talk to a human to get them to have that level of honesty, that level of trust, of conversation. Like you talked about, like an AI bot can never say like, here's all the secrets to success. I'm freely giving it to you. And you decide whether or not you want to use me or just use the information I gave you. Like AI does that already and people still don't trust it.
Right. Yeah.
It's that creative process of like, there's another human here that can do anything and they are teaching this to me for free. I trust them way more than I will a bot. So I'm anti-AI race. So he's very much on the AI race. So I'm with you. It sounds like you're a little bit more on
wild
the
thing to
hesitant side.
identify as anti-AI.
I'm anti-AI in the right places. If anything can be automated, put that in AI.
No, and if
like,
anything can
my
be automated, you
taxes should
slack it
not
to
be-
me. That's how that works.
That is how that works. But if anything, like my taxes, I shouldn't be having to do my taxes. Also, rant, why are we doing taxes? They already know.
Yeah.
The IRS is like, we know how much you made. Like, cool. Could you report my taxes for me? No, you have to tell us how much you made. Like,
also, if you're wrong, we'll fine you.
Yeah.
no, we'll put you in jail. Whatever. But okay, last question here as we wrap up. An hour just flew by. That was quick.
That was really quick.
That was real quick. If you had to go out and start another business and it can't be Airbnb, what would you go do and why? Take your time.
Oh man, honestly, I don't know. I never even thought I would be a business owner. I was never on my radar. I mean, I went to business school, but I wasn't like, I was like, I'll just get some corporate job somewhere. And I was like, heck no, I want something remote. But even when I was just trying to find remote jobs online. I'd never thought about starting a business. It just kind of fell in my lap, and I never saw, like, I don't think I have like that entrepreneur mindset of like, how can I start other businesses or what businesses can I start? I think it's very unique to this.
That's unique being a female entrepreneur too. Like your life mission was not to start a business. You just kind of fell in your lap, and
Yeah.
you also happen to be really good at it.
Right. I was like, I just really passionate about Airbnb. I love being a good host. I love communicating with guests and being a quick problem solver. I love feeling like I knowing what I'm doing, and I feel very
Yeah.
experienced in this field. So like whenever anything goes wrong, I'm able to handle it really quickly and feeling like, oh yeah, like I got this. I managed it perfect, you
Mm.
know, and like
Yeah.
solving problems. I used to think of myself as like a firefighter. Like the only time I'm working is when I'm putting out fires.
Yep.
Otherwise, everything's automated and it's smooth. But once I have to get involved, it's because something went wrong.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah.
That is me. I've put out many fires this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
well
crazy.
then, I guess a new message. If you were to speak to the ladies that are gonna be watching this, although I think it's like 10% of our audience are females,
We're
but
trying to up the ratings here. So
if you are to speak to them and they're in your position where they don't necessarily have the entrepreneurial spirit, but they know that societally it's just getting more expensive, the economy is just going up, inflation's crazy, so you pretty much have to have a side hustle. You have to do something. Like what type of advice would you give that person? And maybe it doesn't just have to be a lady, but like somebody that's like, I want to work that corporate job. That's my background, but I also need that level of cushion where I feel comfortable. And like, especially if you're going to get married and like, if you already, because if you get married at this point, like you're bringing something to the table that's really, really powerful. You know, that's
Mhm.
great. It's like,
Yeah.
it's versus most people are breeding just like dead.
Dead.
You know, or like, oh, I work at a reception's office and I check people in.
Yeah.
Like, and I have $40,000 debt. But if you were to talk to that person right now, what advice would you give them? What things would you say to look out for? Because I think a lot of people will chase after the shiny object. You know, Airbnb sounds really nice, and they're like, "Oh, all I have to do is just buy a house, and then I can just rent it out, and I'll be a millionaire."
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's actually some things you got to do. Like, what things would you give the advice for if they were in that position that you were in?
I say find something that you're passionate about and then find a need. Think about where did you start? What questions did you have with the thing that you're passionate about? And see how you can provide value in your passion to other people. Because it's easier to start with something that you already really enjoy doing versus, because I took an entrepreneurship class in college and there had a mock business. You have to start up your own mock business. And I sat there like, oh, what business do I start? Like, I don't know. I just was like, oh, an app. I don't know, some random app. Because I was like, I don't, like off the top of my head. But no, and then
yeah.
I think once you find your passion, then you can really stem from there and grow it outwards.
Mm-hmm.
And look for something that could be passive.
Yeah, look for something that can be passive, but really looking for a need and how you can add value to that need.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's going to be hard and there's going to be fires.
Yeah.
So you're at least going to need the passion for it on the really good days,
Yeah.
those really hard days. And the thing is like, you might not be passionate about necessarily what you're doing or what you're selling, but how you do it, how you sell it. Like you can be that person who hops on those sales calls and just like jokes around, has a good time, and like lets your guard down and jokes around with people. Like, I don't know, people, I love that. I love the like passion side of things. And also like, cause I'm a musician, I build websites now.
Yeah.
Do you think I was passionate about the code of
Yes.
a website? Not true. It's definitely not true. It's a little true now, but it's like I developed that passion over time of relating it to like, man, when I used to like craft a song, like it's the same exact process in the website creation, and now I learn automations, and so it's like you will evolve just like you're evolving your business to then, I mean, you're doing a lot of the hands-on stuff and you have some people doing it too, and then you're going to have an executive assistant who will then do all of the highest task hands-on things, and then your life will be marketing and telling that person the new things that she needs to be doing,
Yeah.
which is a whole role in itself. So, and you can be passionate about that, believe it or not. I love my SOPs. What can I say?
His favorite word.
I love it. Sometimes
He's drowning in tism. If you
I
can
just
tell.
have sometimes I have a dream about a new SOP to write, and it's
He'll
gotta get
literally
written.
he'll take the time to create a video of how to do something and then send it to me and be like, "You need to do this."
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, "You just did it on the video and then showed me. Why can't you just do it?"
Like
And
you just do it, yeah.
he's
Because
like,
the
he's
fourth
like, no.
time you ask,
He's
I'll
like,
send you that video
No, it's
again.
got to be SOP, because if it's not SOP, then no one will ever do it in the future.
This is
And I'm
true.
like, but you just did it, and I
Yep.
only need it done once.
Yeah.
This is how I led a team to win the Inc. 5000 2 years in a row, my boy.
Yeah. And then what happened yesterday?
Anyways,
he quit yesterday.
Oh.
He quit his job, his day job.
Congrats.
yeah. Thank you.
Well, he got another job.
Oh, another day job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I did. It's
We're not quite there yet. Only have 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good transition. I'm pretty excited about it. Actually, it's a lot of this stuff. It's a lot of writing SOPs. It's managing a team. It's growing with some very, very complex.
You gotta be a real
processes.
POS. Want to write SOPs all day.
I'll take it, man. It's literally my full-time job now. So, because I don't know, it helps you like. Look, I don't want to be on call with people that I hire. That's the most terrifying thing to me. It's like if something has happened, if a small fire has been started before, here's a process to handle that fire. We teach it to you. Never forget it.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And if you can find an executive assistant that does that, like, man, you're golden. Like, for example, she started out as my assistant. She moved into head of support at my company that I'm leaving here. I'll probably be gone by the time this podcast comes out, but
Next week.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well,
February 1st.
yeah, you're right. Anyways, this will come out. Doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter the timing. But point is Lennon is absolutely an incredible assistant. She would like take everything that I would write down as an SOP and improve it. Honestly, improve it. So, and then she moved into obviously a higher role and will evolve into other higher roles at that company. But I think, man, especially if you're looking at hiring someone as an executive assistant right now, like take that time, go on the dates, so to speak, to find that right person. Because man, when you find the right person, I mean, we have our director of operations is absolutely incredible. Huge shout out to Curtis, by the way. Built.
I mean, all this happened.
Oh yeah,
He built this table.
absolutely. Yep.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, but that's impressive.
He lives in Portland.
I'm very gullible. I'm like, I'll believe whatever you tell me.
Yeah, he's remote. But no, the dude's incredible. Like he helped build. We literally vibe coded a replacement of Loom.com. We made a logo generator in like 2 weekends. Totally made an entire API connection to like auto create duplication of our website. The point is like, I don't know how to do half the stuff that he does. And by like finding someone who he's honestly kind of passionate about like figuring that stuff out. So it's an operator's
Passionate,
brain.
or you just slave drive him for the wee hours of the night?
Look, here's the thing. He loves working.
I get
at
after
night.
him all the time.
He does. Look, here's the deal. Vibe coding happens after hours. It just does. This is why actually the official national anthem of vibe coders is Lo-Fi Beats, just so you know. And that happens at the wee hours of the night. Relatable? Is that you?
You like that?
No?
Does
Like,
this matter to your life?
Just going right ahead. I like what.
Incredible.
All right. Well, as we wrap up, a brief moment for our subscribers and sponsors. If you want to sponsor us, sponsor us.
All right, the brief moment's over. Anyways, that being said, we have officially hit 1,000 subscribers.
Woo!
Shout out to India if you're in there.
50% representation of the subscriber list. And then the 2% of females that watch our stuff too.
Also, shout out to you guys. Yeah, that's
Hey,
what's
holding
up.
it
That's what's
down.
up.
Let's go.